Hey, what's up, everybody? So somebody actually posted this link in the comment section of my video. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to read it. We're going to discuss it. But this article is on Forbes.com, and it says silver has been a graveyard for investors since the Hunt brothers tried to corner the market for poor man's gold 40 years ago. Well, that's not absolutely true, although it has been a graveyard for the last couple of years, with the exception of this year in 2020. But I think they're forgetting 2011. But I see what their point is. It has been a nothing burger for most of 2017 and 2018. It then started to rise a little bit in 2019. But anyway, let's go on with the article. So when a big name investment bank earlier this week forecast a 60% rise in the silver price, most investors yawned. I know I'm yawning to that because I am definitely not looking at silver to rise 60%. I mean, could it? Anything's possible. I could walk out in the street and get hit by, well, never mind. Anyway, it says here, Citi, which has a well-connected research team, has put its neck on the silver block in an advisory note with a tip that the silver price of the metal will rise to $40 an ounce over the next 12 months. Silver is currently trading around 24.80 an ounce on the London bullion market, having already risen by 38% from $18 since the start of the year. Citi's case for silver is based on growing demand from investors who see silver as a cheap entry point into the world of precious metals dominated by gold, with a bonus of strong industrial demand. See, I see that a little bit differently. I'm not seeing silver as being cheap or inexpensive. I'm seeing silver as being expensive with the potential of going up a little bit more. But I also see a really big downside in the next year or two. But as always, I could always be wrong. So do your own due diligence as far as doing research. But the bank doesn't stop at a 605% silver rally. It also argues that there is a technical case for silver doubling $50 an ounce and potentially rising fourfold to $100. Just crazy. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that little double bubble $100 down there in that comment section right there below. And I actually pointed down there as if you can see me pointing down in the comment section while doing a video off of my computer screen. Insane. Insanity, I tell you. Investors with memories that go back to the 1980s will be wary of such optimistic forecasts because the mess made of the silver market by three Texan oilmen, Nelson Bunker Hunt, the famous Nelson Bunker Hunt, Lamar Hunt, and William Herbert Hunt, who concocted a scheme to corner the silver market, which they almost did and went broke. Anyway, unfortunately for the Hunt family and its bankers, the scheme unraveled spectacularly when commodity exchanges tightened their rules on the use of debt to fund trades, causing the silver price to fall by 50% in 4 days, triggering panic on other markets. So here we see the famous Hunt brothers, Nelson Hunt, William Hunt, and two famous fellows right there. Yes, indeed. So when silver returns as a hot tip, There are some market observers who wonder whether there's a risk of history repeating. So not only when a risk of history repeating when the Hunt brothers cornered the market, but we saw it again in 2011 when silver again rose up to almost $50 an ounce and then came down just a couple of years later, come crashing down back to earth. Citi is confident that's not the case, describing the outlook for silver as a mini rerun of the 2009 to 2011 bull market, a time when silver rose from $11 an ounce to $48 an ounce before retreating. Now, I definitely think that this is a possibility. I'm glad that they mentioned this because this indeed is a possibility, but while I do believe that it's a possibility where silver could get back to $48 an ounce, I also think it's really likely that you're going to also see the retreat. Silver is highly leveraged to a global economic recovery with relatively limited downside. I don't know about limited downside to a certain degree. If you're buying at $15 an ounce, I agree there's a limited downside. If you're buying at $50 an ounce or at $100 an ounce, then I think that downside is very great. Citi said before adding that it's not for the fainted heart, and that is so true. It's not for the faint-hearted. The bank said its forecast of a rise to $40 an ounce over the next 12 months is based on a combination of sustained strength in investor demand and a recovery in industrial consumption during 2021. We expect that investor demand for precious metals exposure will remain high during 2021 as pressure on government to devalue currency, concerns about a vaccine efficacy, and take up rates and questions over equity and bond valuations and rise global debt remains in most scenarios, Citi said. The bank said its foreign exchange FX technical team is very bullish on silver with $50 an ounce, a very realistic target, and $100 an ounce possible. If Citi's bull case for silver doesn't work out, the bear case, including weak global, is not particularly fishing with the silver price retreating to around $20 an ounce. The bank said silver was more leveraged than gold to a sharp increase in inflation, rebounding manufacturing activity, and should benefit more than gold to positive COVID-19 vaccine developments. Well over 50% of silver's consumption is tied to industrial demand versus around 10% of gold fabrication demand outside jewelry, Citi said. More broadly, around 80% of silver consumption looks to be gross domestic product sensitive. Citi also sees the possible election of Joe Biden as U.S. president would be more bullish for silver than gold because of an expected increase in infrastructure spending in areas such as photovoltaics, solar power, and reduced foreign policy risk premium. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about all of this. Are you a buyer if silver was to get to $50 or $100 an ounce? Are you a buyer or are you a seller? Do you believe silver is going to get to $50 or $100 an ounce? I don't know, but all I do know is if it does get to those levels, I am definitely not a buyer. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.